Yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is last night's match between the Raiders and the Rabbitohs. I thought it was a very tough match. What's the date today? It's the 28th of September 2019. It's Saturday today. Yesterday was Friday. Yeah, I want to talk about last night's game. I watched it. I was looking very forward to that match because I do enjoy watching the Raiders taking on the Rabbitohs at Jayo Stadium, because the first game they played this year, the Rabbitohs won, but last night, unfortunately, the Rabbitohs couldn't win. The Raiders won, so yeah, it was a very tough match for both teams. I thought the Raiders were more desperate for the win than the Rabbitohs. It's been a while since the Raiders have made it to the grand final. Like, they last played in a grand final in 1994, and that was also their last time to win a premiership as well. So making the grand final this year was a big motivation for them. They almost made the grand final in 2016 against the Melbourne Storm, but unfortunately they couldn't. The Storm were too good and they played at AAMI Park. This time the Raiders were able to beat the Melbourne Storm at AAMI Park and have the week off, and now they took on the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and the Rabbitohs they lost in the first week of the finals against the Roosters, and then they won the second match against the Manly Seagulls. So they knocked out the Seagulls, and then they made the trip down to the nation's capital in Australia to take on the Canberra Raiders. But the Raiders, they won 16 points to 10. Yeah, a couple of the Rabbitohs players played well. I thought Liam Knight played well. Dane Gagai played well. He chased down Jack Whiten, who made a really big break. I thought the Rabbitohs tried their best, but they were just not good enough. The Raiders' defense was too good. Like, a lot of the Raiders players were doing one-on-one steals. Like, they were like ripping the ball off the Rabbitohs players, and their defense was too strong and too aggressive. And some of their forwards, like Josh Papali, they played very aggressively and scored a try in the second half towards the end of the match. Yeah, most of the Raiders players, they were very aggressive. Their forwards too, they were very aggressive in defense, and the Rabbitohs couldn't match it with them in the end. Like, the Rabbitohs were trying to keep up. Like, they were trying to. It was a tough arm wrestle, and the Rabbitohs were trying their best to keep up with the same pace as the Raiders, but the Raiders were just too good in the end. So yeah, the Rabbitohs were just, unfortunately, they were not able to match it with the Raiders in the end, and the Raiders went on to win the match. So the Raiders are off to the grand final, and now tonight it's the Storm and the Roosters.